Hey everyone, welcome back to Silverrun Forest for the next episode in our Let's Play series. We're just on our way up to the old sawmill with our tipper trailer so we can load up the wood chips that we've got up here. As now's a good time to cash in our chips, as the saying goes. I'm not sure how much we've got up here. We'll probably have a similar amount to what we had last time. So maybe another full trailer load. We'll just check while that's filling up what the best price is for wood chips currently, or where it is. So currently there's a great demand at the hotel for $1,460, so we'll take it there. A few other jobs that we need to do today is one of them will be to get some trees cut down to top up the old sawmill. So this is currently down to the last 9,500 litres of wood, so we need to get some more logs up here. We also need to take some more logs over to the paper mill, as that is running low as well. Yeah, so we need to do the paper mill, the old sawmill. I do want to try and clear some of the trees around field 3, which we'll use to bring up here and take to the paper mill. That way we can clear that field a little bit and extend it. Other jobs I want to try and get done today is the sheep need feeding. I think the chickens need their feed topping up as well. We've got a few eggs to sell. We need to get some wool pallets over to the spinnery, and then we've got a few pallets of fabric that we can sell as well. Okay, so let's get this load sold. There's the yearly supply of wood chips for the hotel. It's going to be a nice 140 plus thousand, probably 150, just over 150,000 for this load. There you go, 153,275 for that load of wood chips. Takes up to 1.1 million, $56,499, so not too bad. And we'll go and see Eddie, see what he's got in store for us. So what I want to get is a pickup truck, and the one I'm going to go for is the TLX 2022 series, and I'm going to go with this one with the off-road configuration. I may change the wheels on it though, not quite that one. So we'll go with the BKTs. Have a look which ones we like the most. I think design 1 possibly. Windows tint will go dark, interior colours will keep standard, exhaust will go both, side steps design 1, lighting combo 3, mirrors want wide mirrors, winch, we'll put a winch on as well. Main colour I want to go with scarlet red, body top scarlet red as well. Vinyls will keep, no actually I'm going to change the vinyls to dark moon. We'll go extras dark moon as well. The room colour also go dark moon on those. So we'll buy that 60,600, a nice pickup for us to use. And I also want to get a trailer. So we go low loaders. I only want to get a small one. I think those ones are a little bit too big. So I've got the one by Mack Trucker. It's got a few different options. Can't remember if this is the correct one. Okay, so I got the right trailer in the end. I did have it installed, it was just in a different section to where I was looking. So this little trailer we can use to just load up the smaller pallets like the eggs, the wool, fabric. A little bit easier to maneuver around the actual yard and get those loaded up, and also gives a chance to try out the TLX 2022, which I've not actually used yet. So what we'll do first is we'll get the eggs loaded up. Now this is a universal auto load, so it should work the same way as the other trailers. Just doing Shift R. There's 14,000 litres of eggs. We've got 2 full wall pallets in the pasture. I may come back for those actually. We'll take the eggs to sell first. I think there's only Silverrun Marketplace is the only place we can actually sell these, and then we'll come back and get the wool loaded up and get that over to the spinnery. We can then get the fabric loaded up and then take that to sell. Okay, so I forgot the eggs are one of those products where there's multiple sell points. So the current best price is the Sunnyside Cafe, which is just down here. There's quite a little bit more than the other places, so we should get a few thousand for this load of eggs. And there we go, 41,374 for the eggs. I think that's the first load of eggs we've actually sold from the chickens, so that's not too bad of a return. So yeah, we'll go and get the wool loaded up and we'll just get that delivered to the spinnery. Okay, we'll get the wool delivered and then we'll load up the fabric. I've already taken enough fabric over for the current boat that's in production. So there's enough there, so the rest of it we can just take to sell. And then we should get more than enough by the time the boat after the current one requires it. I think we're not far off at a point as well where we're producing more than enough wool for the spinnery. So we should start getting some excess wool then that we can take to the pet accessories and get the final production. That's the only one that we still don't own yet. So 7,000 litres of fabric, so we'll just check where the best price for fabric is. And vintage clothes is currently... So we'll get this over to vintage clothes and get this sold. And then we just need to give the sheep a few bales of hay and top up the chickens' feed. And then we can get on with clearing the trees around field 3. I think the vintage clothing shop is just up here. Pretty sure it's this one here, just opposite the wood turner. Another 42,115 for the fabric. Pretty much taking us back up to, well, a little bit more than where we were after we sold the wood chips. So it's kind of paid for the pickup truck and the trailer. So yeah, we're going to get the sheep's feed topped up and then the chickens as well. So just need to give the sheep a bale of hay each. And then we just need to top up the chickens' feed. And that's the animals all sorted. The cows have got plenty of feed left from the mix we did last time. We do still only have the 15 cows, so they don't use a huge amount. One thing I noticed as well is the shed with the farm silo on also extends the capacities of the actual cow shed, which I never noticed. So the water capacity is like 10 million and 30,000 litres. The milk and straw is also like ridiculously high. So I was putting the water in, I was like, put so many loads of water in, I was thinking, surely this should be full by now. And then I looked, like, okay, that's a big fill capacity. So obviously having that barn close by is also acting as a silo extension for the cow shed. It doesn't work on the sheep pasture. I think these are a little bit too far away for it to pick up. That's the sheep pastures and the shed. All got some extra hay. So yeah, we just need to do the chickens' feed. So I think they are running. Yeah, they've only got 600 litres left. Thought I'd close that gate. So we'll just swap over for the bucket. And then we'll give them a bucket full of barley. One thing we also need to do as well this month is probably check on the price of the crops that we don't need. So we've got a bit of canola we could sell. So let's just have a look, because I completely forgot about the actual crops. So yeah, we've got 68,000 litres of wheat. So it's currently showing January, $702 is the best price, which is slightly above that. So we could sell all of the wheat. The oats we don't have a huge amount, but I think, yeah, 117 was the best price last time. That's slightly higher as well. And then the canola is actually going down. I think we may have missed, no, 1280. That's fairly close. So I think we need to get those sold as well now. Soybeans is usually in June for the best price for those. So it may be worth getting the excess crops as well. We'll keep the barley. But it'll be worth getting those sold. So yeah, we'll get the chickens feed topped up, and then we'll jump back in the Mac with and get the grain trailer on. So we want the bucket, and then we can get our excess crops sold. We'll load up all the wheat first. I don't think we'll fit it all in the trailer, but because this is a dual compartment, we can fit the rest in with one of the other crops, because there's some of the crops that won't fill the trailer completely. So Silverrun Marketplace is the only place we can sell grain. So that's where we'll take this. We can get out without getting stuck on the fence. Yeah, we might need to remove that one tree there, just so we've got a little bit more room to turn out of that entrance. A first load of wheat to be sold. It's a shame you can't on this trailer open both compartments at the same time. Well, there's the first one, 14,504. I should get a similar amount for the second compartment. There's another 14,505 for that one. So we'll go and get the next load. Last 27,842 litres of wheat. And we've just got the canola and the oats to sell. So it's another 5,342. Another 14,513. That takes up to 1.2 million. $12,002. Okay, so last of the grain to be sold, canola and oats. And we'll head over to field 3 and start getting some trees cleared and get those up to the old sawmill so we can get that topped up. Before we do head over there, I'll just go by the boatyard and just check on the progress. I'm pretty sure it's going to be next month the current boat's going to be finished, but I'll just double check just in case. So that's 22,940 for that load of canola, so that's 1.2 million, $53,289 we're up to. So yeah, we'll just quickly swing by the boatyard and just check on that. It looks like our trees were planted by the poplars are fully grown now, I think. Almost, if not. So you can see this boat, it's not quite started the sales yet. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be ready this month. There's still quite a bit to do. So that should be launching in January. So what I'm going to do, I'll head back to the farm and get the pickup truck and get the fuel tanker. I'm pretty sure the Volvo tree harvester could do with some fuel. So we'll get that done and then we can get that topped up with fuel and then we can start clearing the trees over there. Okay, so coming over to field 3, we've got our fuel tanker on. So we'll get this parked up by the Volvo first. Get it unfolded and that opened. It's a little bit more than I thought there was in there, but it's worth topping it up. We'll just check the wheel loader as well. That's fine, but we'll, as we've got the tanker here, we may as well get a little bit into this as well. That close back up and we'll get this parked out the way somewhere. So yeah, there is quite a few trees along here that we can clear. Probably won't come all the way back up to where the train line is. I don't know actually. It depends how much or how long it's going to take to actually do. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how we go. We may not get it all done this month, but we definitely need to start getting some of the trees cleared. So I'll just move this out the way as well, so we can then just start dragging the trees down onto the actual field. We've got a bit more space. So yeah, we need to get some trees cut down and up to the old sawmill anyway, so we'll make a start on that at least, and then we may need to finish this off another time. So we'll just check. Yeah, there's quite a good mix of different size trees, so I'm going to keep it 6 meter lengths. I think will be the best for the trees that are here. One thing I did notice the other day, I leased the Rotner tree harvester to try out on the server for the live streams, and the auto align feature was working perfectly fine with that one, even though I'd got easy arm controls set to off, because I was told that you had to have that on for it to work, but that was working perfectly fine on the Rotner tree harvester with these yarn controls off. It just doesn't seem to work with this particular tree harvester anymore. It worked for a little bit and then stopped. So I don't know if that's something that'll need fixing in the update. But that is a really good feature to have and would be very useful. Because it worked a little bit on the Komatsu that we started with, and then after a few trees it stopped working completely. But with Giants on holiday now, or from this weekend, it doesn't look like we'll be getting any update for the Platinum DLC this year. So it looks like sometime in the new year before we see an update for it. So yeah, we'll probably just continue clearing the trees. We'll probably just get as many cleared as we can and stacked up, ready to be loaded. We may need to get the John Deere skidder down here as well, just so we can neaten up these piles a little bit. And then we can start getting them loaded up and over to the sawmill. Okay, so I've cleared quite a few trees from around field 3. I did mean to record part of it going down this way. Stupidly, I accidentally stopped the recording rather than start it. I'd forgot it was already recording. So when I went to do the time-lapse section of cutting all the trees along here, yeah, it was already recording and I hadn't realised, and then I stopped the recording. So I had to just do a little filling bit of doing the bit down there. So most of this bit's been done as far back to about here, where it just starts to slope up a bit. So I'm going to leave those trees in, just so there's a little bit of a buffer between the field and the rail line as well. I don't really want to completely clear cut it all. And I've just seen as well in that little time-lapse section, I've cleared out some of these trees, just going back a little bit further down this way. There is an invisible boundary which does come... where is about just to there, so I could possibly cut down this tree up to this tree, yeah, and bring it back a little bit more this way. But I think for now we'll leave it at that, and I'm going to get the rest of these logs loaded up, the ones we've got cut here. I may cut a few more down if we need some more for a full trailer load. But what we'll do next is we'll get these ones over to the paper mill. Any ones that the paper mill won't take, we'll then take over to the old sawmill to put in the mill pond, and then I'll come back, get the rest loaded up. So I may cut down a few more just going across that back bit. Don't know if there's really any we can cut the other end. Let's just have a look. So maybe we could bring that back. Just turn that off. Just have a quick look, see if there's any. So the field ends there, so we could possibly bring the field back a little bit more. So I'll clear out some of these as well. So yeah, we'll get these ones over to the paper mill first, and then anything, say, that doesn't go in the paper mill we'll take to the old sawmill to get that topped up a little bit. Right, so we'll get these ones delivered. I completely went the wrong way to get to the paper mill from where we were, so I had a bit of a round trip to get here. But it's not worked out too bad actually coming in from this direction. At least we'll be able to just drive straight out then to get to the sawmill. Bring that back a little bit so just find the logs don't pick up if you go too far forward. So last 988 litres in there, so we're just about in time. That's taking it back up to 29,000 litres, so we'll leave that at that. So that's the paper mill topped up. So next stop the sawmill, and we'll get these into the mill pond. Right, so we'll get these ones into the mill pond. It might take a while for them to all go out because this trailer pushes that a little bit too tall that we can't float the logs off. But that should start taking them from there. So we'll just quickly check while we're here how much is in. So yeah, down to the last 5,000 litres in here, so that'll give it a nice top up. So we've got a couple of prefab walls which didn't auto sell, so we'll try and get those loaded up at some point. Quite a few pallets of wood beams as well, and a few long planks. So we may need to take some of these down to the boatyard for the next boat when that will be due, and then the rest, all these short planks, we can then sell because we don't need those, or we'll need some for the boatyard. I think most of those we can get sold as well, so we've still got quite a bit up here to sell. I've cut a few more trees down on this end just so we can finish filling the trailer. We may as well try and take a full trailer load. Just need to tidy up these piles a little bit and get these loaded up. So I probably won't go any further than where we've got there, so there's probably that one last tree to take out. Maybe two. And maybe those two there, and then we'll leave it for that. So it's not a huge extension on this field, but it's a little bit bigger than it was to start with. So yeah, if we get this one and then that next one just over to the right hand side there as well, I think that should do us for this area. That should be more than enough then the next trailer load to completely fill the sawmill, because we're up to 49,000 litres in there, and that was with only a partial trailer load. So that should keep the old sawmill going for another couple of months. And then what we'll do is we won't do the field extension until we're ready to plant it, so that'll be in March, in spring, and then we can get this field planted with some oats or soybeans. No, soybeans will be April, so yeah, either March or April. So we'll then extend the field, get it all planted up. So yeah, I think that'll do for the tree cutting. So we'll get this parked up, and I'll get the rest of these all loaded up. So I've already loaded everything we've got from down this end. There's also a few piles of the offcuts which still need to probably get a wood chipper to get rid of those. And we may actually have more there than I probably had to fit on this trailer. So I'll try and get as much on as we can. Anything that's left, I'll come and collect another time and get those up to the sawmill as well, or we'll put them to one side to sell. Okay, so I've loaded up all the last of the logs we've got cut down here. Managed to fit them all on, so we pretty much just cut the perfect amount of trees to finish filling the trailer. So we'll leave this area here, and there's possibly a few small trees and shrubs we may need to just move out the way when we come to plough it in, and also the odd stump I may have missed. And I think just down that end there's one or two rocks that will need breaking up as well. So that's a job we can do when we come to plough the field in. So last job is to get this over to the sawmill, which is currently got 46,000 litres, so this should more than fill it. So a nice big trailer load. And that's the work done in this area other than, say, ploughing in the actual feeder extension. Which possibly we may look at doing next time. But for now, yeah, we'll just get this over to the sawmill. So we'll get this into the mill pond. And then we'll can call it a day there. So we managed to get a little bit more progress done. Cleared the area around field 3, so that's ready to be extended. Got the mill pond and the paper mill factory all topped up as well with logs, so they can continue working away. We sold our first eggs and a bit of fabric as well. So yeah, not another bad day's work. Got quite a bit done. So I'll just leave those going into the actual sawmill so they can be working away. I think next time we may need to get up to the iron ore or the iron furnace, because that's going to need topping up with iron ore. And I think we do have a lot of pallets of metal as well to clean out the way. But apart from the floor tiles planks long, which is completely out, everything is still blue. So all our productions are still working away. And I think we're not far off the next boat as well. So that possibly could be next month, the next boat launch. So that'll be another 180,000. And then we'll continue getting our fields prepped and planted. I don't think we're going to be far off getting to a point where the poplars are going to be ready to harvest. So they could potentially be ready from March. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be ready until March. So possibly next time we'll come back in March, just so we can get some more progress done on the farm and the fields and get some more stuff, because I don't think, other than keeping productions topped up, I don't think there's much else we can really do until spring. So we'll probably come back for the next one in March, and then we can, say, get the next fields planted, extended the fields and all that stuff. So hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. We've got more Farm Simulator 22 content coming up with the Let's Play series, Timelapse series, and also the live streams. And the other day I also posted on my community tab a question asking which type of content you'd like to see in the future for future videos, whether it be time lapses, let's plays, or a mix of both. So if you've not voted, then check out the community tab on my channel and have your say on the future content for the channel. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate those that have taken the time to vote already. Just let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see in the future. So yeah, a big thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.